So, and I'm giving the stage to Konstantin, and we're going to have a deep dive of AI in test automation. So, Konstantin, warm welcome, please.
Thank you.
Hello to everyone. Thank you for attending. My name is Konstantin Loginov. I'm a senior QA automation engineer at First Line Software. Okay. Originally, I'm from Belarus. I have strong enough academic background. I graduated with a PhD in computer science. And during my studying, I started work firstly as school teacher of informatics. And after that, I started my career in quality assurance and test automation. So now I have a little bit more than 7 years in it, in web application, mobile application, backend performance, and so on testing. So I really like to get new experience. I really like to try something new. So last autumn, I finished the course. So it was a training by how I drive the sailboat and motorboat. It was a good experience. I really loved it. Also, this winter, I firstly tried the snowboard. I absolutely believe that it's not my kind of sport. I almost broke my arm, but it also was a good experience. My spirit animal is a panda. So they always hungry, always sleepy, have dark circles on the eyes. Literally, it's me. So the same face. Absolutely. Okay, so there were some funny things. And but actually today I'm gonna tell you about using artificial intelligence in quality assurance and test automation, my experience with it. To be honest, I really don't like each topic which starts from the words AI in software engineering, and AI in eating apples, AI in cleaning your room. But as I already said above, I really like to get new experience. So once upon a time, I tried to use it in my work because I want to decrease the amount of my routine. So we had a section, footer section of our page with many links. So there are 31 links, and it was a task to every hour regression, we need to check that everything is here. We didn't miss something. Yes, so each of our 31 link is here, so we need to check it. It was a good candidate to be automated because we need to do it every 2 weeks. And to be honest, sometimes we missed some links, some columns, so it was real necessary. So looks like not some rocket science, something like that, so not so complicated, but it's obviously much work, much routine work, much copy-paste that I need to do to cover these functionalities, this feature with auto test. A couple words about our stack technology for auto testing. So I use Java like a programming language, Selenide like wrapper and the Selenium. It's a framework which allows us to control a web browser and interact with the web elements. And also Cucumber like behavior-driven development and test framework. It means we have ability to write our scenarios, test cases in Gherkin notation. So what Gherkin notation is? It's the way how we can organize our artifacts with the keywords like given, when, and then, so we can create some scenarios with it. For example, here we can see forget password link check-in. And scenario looks like pretty human readable. Yes, so given I open main page, I click on login button, and so on. It's Gherkin notation. So Cucumber, it's the framework which allow us to map each line each step of our scenario to separate method in Java. So it's called step definition. So we have steps in our scenarios, test scenarios, and we have step definitions. So I tried to delegate my work, why not, to AI. So I used ChatGPT 3.1 and 4, and I just wrote the prompt that to be provided with the result, with the scenario for each of this link. In the result of it, I got the result in this way. So it's my scenario documentation with scenario outline. It's the way when we can pass link name here as a parameter, yes, as an argument. So this is a scenario where we can launch a lot of tests, and every time sequentially, one by one, will be launched with different links. So firstly, it will be launched with about us, terms and service, and so on. So basically, it's okay. I also asked GPT write step definitions in Java, and it was the first time when I noticed some interesting fact. Despite on my request doing it for each step, for each scenario, for each everything, ChatGPT always try to make less work as it possible, like a human, really. So yeah, okay, add more condition for other links. Super. I just use you, my friend, to help me, but So yeah, I also asked GPT provide me with the whole scenario, all my step definitions, and everything was okay. So I hope you understand that everything of it I should to do manually, and I need to copy paste everything, change a little couple of words. So it's basically absolutely routine work. So it was okay. But as you can see, by default, it was generated with the locators based on the text, based on the name of our links. So what locator is? Yes, so as we have addresses for mailing, for example, we need to specify country, city, street name, building number, apartment number. So web element on the page also have their own address on the page. So to interact with it in our auto test, we need to provide a locator, the address of such web element. So there are many different kinds of the way how we can do it, but one of them really with the text. But it's actually not a good idea, because if we have localizations, various different, so we need to understand that for you say it will be in English, for France it will be in French, so it's not reliable way how to do it. So I asked GPT to rewrite my scenario without scenario outline, because it's rather difficult to debugging, and you need to understand why to find the line where it was the fail. So I asked him rewrite it for each step, without scenario outline and with the better locators. I mean, without based on the text. It's need to highlight that GPT cannot go to internet, so I cannot provide only URL address. I provide it with a part of code based on which it can generate better locators, more reliable locators. But as you can see, Also, it tries to cheating, repeat similar step definition for 31 links. Okay, perfect. But yeah, do it instead of me, and yeah, hopefully it works. Everything's okay. It generated everything, each scenario, step, and all step definitions. So I remind you what from we start. We're talking about that we have 31 link, and we need to check in that everything's okay. We didn't miss anything. How do you think? What could go wrong with this scenario, which cover checking that we have all 31 links? Why it's not enough? If you have any ideas, you're welcome.
From the point of view of the your approach or from ChatGPT approach?
From the QA approach, yes, in general, yeah.
Well, you need somehow maintain if some changes happen here, some one more thing introduced or something.
Okay, we cannot prevent it. It's obviously in this case, we need to add some line of code. But thank you for your guessing. The problem was with wrong redirection. So basically, we have auto test scenario, which really checked honestly that we have 31 link. But there were situations when everything was here, but when you follow some link, you go to wrong page, or you receive not found message and found page message. So it's not enough just to cover that we have all our links here. We also need to follow each link and checking that we on the correct page. Okay, looks like not rocket science as well, but for this I needed to rewrite each line of my scenario to separate scenario where I need to follow the link and to be sure that I'm on the right page. So again, it's not very complicated, but I need to rewrite everything. I'm too lazy. I don't want to do it, so I decided to make a prompt. I provide all scenario representation. I tried do it without example, but it was absolutely bad idea. It doesn't work. But I provided with a sample of scenario for one test case. Yeah, doubtful, but okay. Also, I've got a situation when I need to do something more, but it's not surprisingly. In general, finally, each scenario was generated separately, everything was okay, and even each step definition was generated. So, yeah, that's it. If we're talking about some peculiarities of using AI for test automation, I can say that obviously it can reduce the time for writing test automation, yes, to make test automation, but you still need to you need to control the locators, you need to control the way how it looks like. So, but yeah, and the one tips that using a sample of code really can improve the quality. Yes, so if you do some example, very which will be really quality. So yeah, it can improve the quality of response from GPT. So now let's take a breath, not a break, a breath. Look at the panda. By the way, it's me on the morning. It was the end of my first part, but not the last one. So after relatively successful experience, my first experience using AI in test automation, I think that is it possible to create and launch auto tests without any knowledge of programming language, test frameworks, without deal with IDE, only using AI. Looks like something good. And it was the kind of my research. I decided to use TypeScript as a programming language. I have never absolutely experienced in TypeScript. I don't know anything. Using Playwright, it's also a test framework for making automation. It's a relatively new tool. I've heard many times about it, but I never used it, so I decided why not. And Visual Studio Code for like ID. I wrote the prompt for GPT, explain me step by step what I need to do to set up my environment's ID and write auto test with Playwright and TypeScript. I tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, I went to YouTube because it's need to clarify that it's really difficult to set up environment, set up IDE without images, without pictures, without videos, just because you don't understand what you need to expect. So the way when I use YouTube, when I use video, it's pretty easier than I use just text description by GPT. But finally, I did it. So I fixed everything and asked to write me scenario for successful authorization. Yeah, add more test cases as needed. Okay, doesn't matter. So I copy-pasted. Yes, I copied this code and pasted to the Visual Code. So it's here. Looks like something about automation. Yeah, okay, doesn't matter. Who thinks that it worked on first try? Raise the hand. You forgot it. Okay. Okay, and who really believed that it was quick failure? Raise the hand. Okay. Okay, yeah, so basically most of you are engineers, so you understand it. So I need to fix everything. So in 2 hours chatting with GPT, I already fixed it, and yet my first scenario in TypeScript, which I have never absolutely experienced, with Playwright, it's my first time as well, and actually it works. But if we will look deeper, so we can see that we have the scenario which for the checking we use check URL contains the word landing. So I think it's not enough. I'd like to be sure that I see go to catalog button after I successfully logged in. So I tried to ask make such kind of scenario to add it to GPT, and provided also the part of code to make more reliable locators. So basically it was successful. So yeah, it's edited and everything's good. So it was my first scenario which works correctly. And after that, I suggested GPT, based on this scenario, create all automatic tests to cover each test case for login feature. So basically, it works fine, but actually also there is not good assertion about not to contain landing because I think it's not enough. I need to be sure that I'm still on the page with login, so I'd like to rewrite it. And also we look in here, it used error message class, which actually is not presented in the code. So I provided again prompt, and that all my issues or all my quests were successfully done. So in the end, finally, I had 4 different scenarios, like invalid password, successful authentication, invalid username, invalid password, empty creds. And yeah, so I think it was good experience because I did it without any knowledge in programming language, any knowledge in test framework. So yeah.
On the master's degree.
Yeah, to be honest, I have a little experience in test automation. Okay. Yeah. So as you understand, that the end of my second part, but not the last one. Well, after everything what I already said above, I started to thinking about will AI replace the QA engineer? If we have automate everything, automate UI part, automate backend part, we can lay off 20 people and have one person who will be write prompts for GPT. Why not? And before I will answer the question, so it's a question for you. If you understand what the difference between 2 definitions, verification and validation, you can raise your hand.
That's patient.
Aha. Okay, three. Okay, 3 people. Perfect. So, yes, if we're talking about verification and validation, actually it's the basic of testing theory. So, testing is not finding bugs, not searching the bugs. One of the goals of testing, actually finding the bugs, yes, searching the bugs, but also verification, validation. What verification is? So it's a process where we need to check that our product matched the requirements. And when talking about validation, we need to check that our product matched the expectations. And actually, I strongly believe that one of you now have a question. Is it possible some kind of situations where these are different things, expectations and requirements? And I say yes, definitely, often, unfortunately. So to represent it, let's pretend that you need make renovation in your flat, and you want to save your money, and you decided to don't do project design project. Yes, you know, and you just can type on the message to workers and say, I want white wallpapers, dark chocolate laminate floor, white kitchen set, and white comfortable sofa. So actually, both of these pictures match the requirements. But I strongly believe that it could be a situation when no of it can be matched to your expectations. So your requirements and your expectations, it's unfortunately not the same. So another example, when you try to order clothes, sneakers online, so your expectations based on the photos. If we look here, so on both our pictures, we can see gray sneakers, gray laces, white sole, but it's different. So when we're talking about verification, it's okay. When we're talking about our expectations and validation, it's not okay. So with the teddy bear, the same example. When we're talking about information system, so I pretty believe that all of you can say that left example is okay and right is not okay.
And it would be
Hope.
they need to see technical demands.
Yes, but when we have only requirements about we need registration form for first name, last name, email, date of birth, phone number, without any additional requirements. So I strongly believe that most of you said that left example is correct. And so what the problem? Yes, what the problem is? It's really difficult to transform mental images of customer, mental images of stakeholders, of users to the words. It's really difficult process. It's not the same. So words, it's our requirements. And it's a great job to transform it from expectations to requirements. It's not the same, but it's only half the way, because after that, we need to transform words to firstly mental images of our development team. And once more, it's really difficult process. And after that, we need to create our product. So it's main course. So to summarize everything what I said, I strongly believe that now, still, artificial intelligence not so good at it like we humans. I believe it. And in conclusion, I can say that artificial intelligence really can decrease the time of your work, or you can delegate it some routine tasks. But however, you still need to control it, to control everything what you have a response, and provide some examples and correct. So yes, it's all from my side. Thank you for your attention.
Thanks, Stacy. Thank you a lot. You tried so hard. Oh, okay, no, we have still a Q&A session. Okay, yeah, just have just some words, okay? So who's going to be the first to ask a question, guys? Okay, here we are.
Please. I just speak? Okay. I heard that if you are nice to ChatGPT and you say thank you, like please, it gives you better answers. Is it true? Did you experience something like that?
To be honest, I just provide information that I haven't the fingers on my arms, and it's physically difficult to copy paste the code. But despite of it, you saw the result. So yeah, it's my experience. Yeah, I did it, and in this case, it doesn't help.
A follow-up question. Do you notice the difference when you put in the prompt like experienced QA engineer or senior QA engineer? Does the ChatGPT know the difference?
It's actually in most cases it will be the same, but I think that it's proposed for next research. But I know that in GPT-4 you can provide it with additional materials like documentations, like code base from Git, and it will be using it. I strongly believe that it can increase the quality of responses. But I haven't enough time for checking it, but I believe that, yeah.
Okay, cool. Next question, please.
Hi. So how much time does it take on average for AI to generate AT? Like, are we talking seconds or minutes or what time is it?
Okay, thank you. I think that it took about 2 days to make 4 scenarios, which I provide here. But it's first 4 scenarios, as you understand. Firstly, I needed to setting up everything. So you do it only once, and after that you can use on it. So I believe that that it's not so much time. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks a lot. So I count till 3, 2. Okay, the question from the speaker.
Validation and verification part. So you said that expectations and requirements are not the same, but doesn't it mean that the requirements are not good enough, or that they're not thought through if they are not the same as expected?
Thank you. So, we all know how we need to do. We all know how write ideal requirements, but life it's not the same. So, in the practice, I saw that it's not the same every time.
Okay, cool. So thank you a lot. Thanks, guys. A warm welcome.